French defense, Tarrasch, open, Euwe-Keres line, 4, cxd4. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. White overpowered black in the middle game. The end game was sloppy, but white got the better of it. Sharp games are frequently the result of starting with the king's pawn since it dominates the center and frees up the bishop and queen on the light squares. While preparing for d5, the French defense prevents the light-squared bishop in favor of a strong center and opportunities for counterattacks. The center is fully controlled by d4 and the dark-squared bishop is made available. The e4 pawn is threatened by the center counterattack on d5. And d2 develops the knight and defends the e4 pawn. The d4 pawn is struck by c5, kicking off center play. And gf3 develops the knight toward the center, defends the d4 pawn and controls the e5 square. cxd4 captures the d4 pawn and opens up the c5 square for the dark-squared bishop to use. Backs off. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. It is a fair deal after all captures. Backs off. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. It is the last book move. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. That's good. This develops a bishop off its starting square, getting it into the action. It is best. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. It is excellent. This is an equal trade. It is best. Recaptures. It is ideal. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. This threatens to kick a knight. It is best. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This threatens to kick a knight. It is excellent. By doing this, a queen moves off of its beginning square and into the action. That's good. A pawn kicks the opposing knight, forcing it to move or risk being captured. It is ideal. This allows the knight to control more squares. It is best. That's a decent move. That's good. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. It is quite good. By growing a queen from its beginning square, this activates the queen. That's good. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This ignores a more effective approach to link rooks. It is incorrect. This poses a threat to slay a queen. It is ideal. This misses a chance to advance a rook from its starting square. It is incorrect. By moving a rook from its starting square, this activates it. It is ideal. This threatens to kick a knight. This allows the opponent to kick a queen. It is an inaccuracy. This ignores an opportunity to kick a queen. This permits the opponent to reveal an attack on a bishop. It is an inaccuracy. This reveals an assault that poses a threat to a bishop. It is ideal. This is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. It is best. Recaptures. It is ideal. A pawn kicks the opposing queen, forcing her to move or risk being captured. It is ideal. This misses a better way to move a queen to safety. It is a mistake. This misses a chance to make a pawn-winning threat. It is incorrect. That pawn was available for free. That's good. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This prevents a queen on the other side from checking. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. This defends a queen that was under attack and had no defenders. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. This defends a bishop that was under attack and had no defenders. This threatens to take an open file with the rook. It is best. This forks multiple pieces. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This overlooks a better way to evade the check from the opposing knight. It is an inaccuracy. This succeeds in capturing a helpless rook. It is ideal. Recaptures. Black is losing because the endgame has begun. It is ideal. This requires an open file, a typical technique for rook activation. It is quite good. That's fine. It is good. That's a decent move. That's good. The pawn is now in a safe position. That's good. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. It is best. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. In the endgame, an active king is essential, and removing it from the rear rank is the first step. It is quite good. A solid choice. It is excellent. This requires an open file, a typical technique for rook activation. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is quite good. Backs off. It is ideal. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This takes an outpost, an active square where the bishop cannot be kicked out by a pawn. It is excellent. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is ideal. This moves the checking rook farther away. It is quite good. Placing a rook behind a passed pawn helps keep the pawn protected as it tries to promote. It is best. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be opposed as it attempts to promote by other pieces. It is quite good. Very precise. It is best. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. White overpowered black in the middle game. The end game was sloppy, but White got the better of it.